Alright guys, welcome back. What do you say we get a carburetor built for this here saw? I'm going to set you guys up in the tripod this time. I realized in that last video that you see more of my bald head than you do with the actual work I'm doing. So I'm trying to get better, guys. Really appreciate some likes and subscribes. Doesn't cost anything to subscribe, but it'll help me out. Yeah, let me turn you around. I'll show you what we're gonna do here. So we got the carb here. It's a Walbro. We got a WA82A. This saw ran. I don't expect to find anything too crazy wrong with the carburetor. This is the kit for it. K10 WAT. It has everything in it, including the Welch plugs and needle, metering, arm, all that stuff. Alright, I'm going to pause you guys and get you set up in the tripod and see if we can't make a halfway decent video here. Alright, we'll try that. Start by getting this old intake gasket off. I got a new one here. One thing with these older saws that use gaskets, try to replace them whenever you can. Even if you gotta make your own, there's not much more frustrating than chasing your tail trying to tune around an air leak because you reused a gasket that should have been replaced. Those of you that have never been in a carb before, don't be scared of them. Pay attention. Lay everything out. A lot of times if you want to look a little bit around, you can look online. You can find exploded diagrams of how these things are put together, so in case you take it apart and forget how it went. I've done thousands of these carburetors. Not necessarily this particular carburetor, but they're all generally the same. Let's find some tools. I gotta find some spray. Guys. That. This. And off we go. Start out here on the fuel pump side. Now if these are bad, I have a nice ultrasonic cleaner I can run them through. Like I said, this saw ran. So I'm only doing this because I rebuilt the saw and I want to make sure everything is as good as it possibly can be. See, that fuel pump diaphragm is nice and pliable. Nothing wrong there at all. Inlet screen is clean, which is a good sign. Let's get into the metering side of it. Oh, I might need a little bit different screwdriver here. Well, I'll get it, I guess. I'm working on a brown paper bag here. Just laid flat on the bench. You can work on a shop rag, paper towels, whatever. Just a relatively clean surface and a nice contrasting surface so you can see the little small parts when you take them out when and if it's okay. I'm not getting that one. Switch to a Phillips. That's a better fit. These screws will take a Phillips or a flathead. Again, not bad. This metering diaphragm would be completely serviceable. I'm probably doing this for no reason at all, other than to maybe help me sleep a little better at night, knowing that I went in the carb and did what I should do. Boy, that's stuck. That. Get the gasket. Need my blade. corner of it. Alright, this is all my those old gaskets. Yeah, this carb is very clean inside. I gotta get a small straight blade screwdriver, guys. If I can find such a cannibal mess. Aha! Take out the screw that holds the, oh, maybe not. Holds the metering arm down. Man, that's in there. There we go. Put your thumb on there so the spring doesn't go flying, because the kit does not come with a new spring. Or a screw for that matter. Knock your needle out. Carb is remarkably clean inside. Last thing here is this little kidney-shaped piece that covers all your metering passages. You're going to take out your needle jets. I always count to see where they were at. There's a half, one, so that's about one turn on the low, which is about where I would expect it to be. And take it out all the way. Some carbs either are interchangeable with one another, others are not. Half, one, 1 1/4 on the high. Again, about where I would expect it to be. And come out all the way. Generally, if they're not interchangeable, it will be obvious. Like these are definitely not going to interchange with one another. The high is much larger than the low. Okay, we're going to go through, spray some solvent through all the passages. I'm not going to change the inlet screen because it's just absolutely as clean as a whistle. This carb is remarkably clean inside. I can't get over it. Alright, here we go. I don't have a whole lot of solvent here, guys. I'm trying to make do with what I got. Really about all it's going to take on this carb. This thing's clean. Grab a towel. Grab my hands off because that stuff burns. And we'll open up our kit and start reassembling. That was an easy one. Find my blade once again. Boy, I'll tell you what. If my head was not hooked onto my shoulders, there it is. You guys see that sitting over there? You didn't tell me? You laughing at me? Another kit. These kits from Walbro, I've noticed, They have a lot of parts in them you don't need. We're going to start with this guy. This covers up the metering passages in the carb. So we'll drop this in here. A kidney-shaped piece. Now there's 3 different gaskets in the kit. Make sure you got the right one. If you don't, you either won't seal or you'll block passages off that you need or something. Pay attention. Just snug on your screws. You don't have to go gorilla on them. Said it before, I'll say it again. New needle. I always use the old metering lever. I don't see a reason to replace them usually. And when you do replace them, it means you got to readjust them. It's a pain in the arse. You just hook that nail like so. Oh wait, what? Ooh, see, I'm ahead of myself. You need your spring. I always take these springs and give them a little stretch. Not much, just a little. It just puts a little more tension on the needle. It helps it seal up a little better. These are a real pain in the tuchus when they don't seal. And these, God, do I hate these little cartons. This particular one, I did one of these on a steel 031, and God, did I struggle with this thing. They're so much smaller than like a SDC like I use in my Max or Tillotson HS, like in the bigger Huskies. Come on. See, I'm struggling. I'm looking foolish. I'll be here for a while. I may have to pause you guys and come back. Frustration, anger, all the above. Oh, we got her. We got her. Now we just got to get the screw in. Provided I can find the right screw. What's this little guy? Alright, that's in and snug. Now this one check you got to do. You got to make sure that this is flush with the floor of the metering chamber, and we are close enough for me. Next up, we got our metering diaphragm, metering gasket. Gasket goes first. Diaphragm goes on top of the gasket. If you put the diaphragm in first, it'll hold the needle open and the thing will flood itself to hell. And the cover. May as well go ahead and put our needles back in. Probably going to set them pretty well where they were. A turn and a turn and a quarter. If I don't know, I'll start them at a turn and a half. It's in all the way. There's a half. There's 1 1/4. half, one. Bam. Onto the fuel pump side. Alright, fuel pump side. Diaphragm goes first. I used the wrong metering chamber gasket. I don't think it's going to matter. I didn't realize I had to. It's not going to matter. That thing just hangs out the back. Now with this side, it's usually easier to stack stuff on the plate than it is to try to stack it on the carb body, because the plate has the dowel pins. And that doesn't fit for some reason. Let's try this gasket. There we go. I almost messed it up. Well, you fiddly so-and-so. So, take that down. And we have rebuilt carburetor. Shall we see if we can install the saw? We move some stuff, move the saw over here. Make sure you guys still are in frame. Looks pretty good. Gotta get our intake block, or sorry, air filter base. I'll pop those screws out on that one. Wipe this off real quick. It does have some gunga on it. It was some compressed air. Hold on, guys. There. My intake gasket, which is here. Make sure the impulse hole is lined up. Now, one thing to note on these saws, 50, 51, 55. These screws are a coarse thread screw thread into this plastic intake block. There are no threads in here. These are self-tapping screws. If you over tighten them, you will strip this block out, and then you will have an air leak that you can't figure out. I'm a doofus. I put this in upside down. So we gotta pull this back up. Here we go. Oh, look at me. It's because I'm trying to do it on camera. At least that's what I'm gonna blame it on. Come on. All right, let's try that again. Alright, I got that in there. Problem is, I don't remember how that fuel line should be. Alright, it goes around the end of that. Get this plug wire out of the way. I'm going to need a pair of needle nose or something to get that in there. Sometimes. Let's have a look in here. Yeah, that'll work. Line's a little short, I guess. Probably should have left it a little longer. Oh well. We'll leave it. Where did that screw go? Right here. Ah, guys, you know what I did? You saw it, didn't you? You let me forget to hook up the throttle linkage. Well, that's not going to work very good. Just looked in my pan there, and there it lays. Alright, so we're going to have to take this off again. Don't like doing this, because like I said, these are self-tapping screws that go into plastic. The more times you take it off, the more chance you have of screwing it up. Alright, got it that time. That wasn't so bad. It's the last screw here for this. And maybe we can see if we got a running saw. Come on. Alright. Now these saws are a little different. The 50, the choke lever is on the cover. It's right here. And it pushes on the center of the air filter, and that's what chokes the saw. So usually when I'm first test running a saw, I leave the cover off. I can't really do it in this case. So here we go. Once again, we got a problem there that you ain't gonna want to fix. I'll tell you guys, this has been a fiddly deal here. Try to get this to work. There we go. All right. Shall we fuel it and see if it'll run? Alright guys, let's give her a try. Ignition on. Throttle locked. Choke. Oh boy, we got sounds of life. Lean, boy, she's lean. Well, there you go, guys. She's a runner. Only real thing left now is to bar it up, make some test cuts. I'll probably bar it up off camera. I don't think any test cuts are going to be happening tonight. It's getting kind of late. I think I'm going to call it quits. It's been a pretty long day. I think she'll restart. Let's see if she'll restart. Beautiful. All right, guys. Comment, like, subscribe. Tell your friends.